closest title battles in F1 history. Lewis Hamilton shattered the dreams of Felipe Massa to take the championship in the final corner on the final lap of the race. The current venue is now officially known as the Autodrome Jose Carlos Pace, after the famous Brazilian driver of the 1970s.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 16, Round 21, the penultimate race of the season and the penultimate race on this game here at the fabulous Interlagos circuit. I'm your host, Zach RC. Alongside me once again, arriving just in the nick of time, is Season 11 champion Touchby Pope. Pope, you only have 2 more races, man. We're going to miss having you in here.
I know, yeah, 2 more races and I'm back in the car. Although I'm slightly regretting it after hearing this new F1 game and how it drives. But no, in all seriousness, very excited to be back on the grid next season and very excited to be in the comms box. And yeah, as you said, back in the nick of time. What can I say? I always come on time.
Right, okay, but getting into business, of course, big business today, Pope, because this is the first time you're here when the championship will be decided. Is that not correct?
Sorry, can you repeat that? My game sounds a bit screwed.
This is the first time since your time in commentary in the RDL that the championship could be decided. You're here at last for what could be a title decider.
I know, and I'm here at last for a full Brazil Grand Prix. I don't think I've ever done that before, which is great. It's one of my favourite tracks to drive and one of my favourite tracks to watch in real life, so I'm glad to be here. And yes, as you said, I'm here for a title decider. First time ever, and my predictions are it will be decided today. Grumio, is it leading Landlord by 10?
16 is my count.
16?
Yeah.
Wow.
5th place.
Yeah, he's 5th place or higher, and Grumio will be crowned your RDL Season 17 champion.
And there he is.
17?
Season 16. It'll be season
16.
17
Oh my lord, I am.
You're not one
Season
to
7. I'm already getting into next season already. It's crazy.
He's so excited. Well, there on the screen is your championship leader, Salve Grumio, who could clinch it tonight, as I say, with a 5th place finish or higher. Landlord needs a big score tonight because Grumio's been good, Pope, but Landlord's been consistently chasing him all season. Of course, just the one win to Grumio's 8 across this campaign. So the win column is quite empty for the other Williams driver. But for this one here on your screen, it's looking like this is going to be his year once again.
Yes, I mean, it is absolutely remarkable that Landlord's actually in the title contention when he's only had one race win, where Grumio's had 8. I think that's incredible and shows you the consistency of Landlord, maybe in comparison to Grumio, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you can pick up so many race wins, which Grumio has done.
Pope, this will be our last. Thanks to the reverse grip 9 next week. This will be our last time doing a lap of the track for us. So would you be so kind as to take us on a lap with Grumio, please? The last one.
Would absolutely love to do that. As we're barreling through turn 15, that little left-hand Kingsland duck sets a 108.2. That's the time to beat for Grumio. Let's see what I can do. Heavy braking into turn 1 and 2. The Cenarestas. Lovely weight distribution in the car. If you set out fantastic, and he's actually invalidated, so he's going to back out of this lap. But it shows you Brazil very easy to extend on those track limits. As Sakir making his debut last time out, I was racing last time out, so you probably got a better view than I did on how Sakir raced. But in the McLaren, the car I was in last week, 108.3, very, very good to be on pace with Flying Duck in this early start to the session.
Okay, let's have another attendant. So I've got Landlord coming through just quickly. Just towards the line here. Let's have an eye on him.
Lovely stuff. He's just finished.
Oh, okay.
Oh my lord! 107.
Wow.
2.5 tenths ahead of Imri. Nearly 3 tenths actually ahead of Imri.
Landlord.
What an incredible lap that is. That is really pulling out the big guns for this Grand Prix.
He's pulling no punches. He is not messing around tonight. Is Landlord, 3-time series champion. Still has a chance of being a 4-time champion by the end of the season, but it's going to be a tall order. But of course, this wouldn't be the first time that we've seen drivers crash when running for the championship here. I think back to 2 of the last 3 seasons. I mean, Landlord's crashed in this race in his last 2 attempts. He wasn't here last season. He got taken out or crashed into in the late stages in season 13, which allowed Grumio to go on to steal the championship the last time these two came to Brazil in this same situation. And I think back to season 14 as well, where Landlord and Che came together on the last lap. I believe it was the same drivers both seasons who came together. That was meant to be Landlord's last full-time race. But of course, he is back and he's clearly not lost a yard of pace.
Indeed. I mean, Brazil, always a lot of collisions. Normally, safety car or 2, I remember finally of a race. I was taken out by the hooker in the pit lane, something I remember. quite well, being swiped in the pit lane by Huggy. But I remember saw two teammates, Tinky Winky and Divine Stag, come to collision after turn 3 here at Brazil. A huge collision happened right in front of me on that reverse Griffin Alley. And obviously we have qualifying around here, very, very different here for RDL to have qualifying around the circuit. So hopefully that will change a few things up, but nonetheless, this track is just fantastic to watch them racing around.
And it's always rare, as you say, we actually get to see how these guys perform over one lap on the circuit, because of course it's been the reverse grid finale for so many seasons. The one exception, I think, where it's not been the finale was season 13, which was Japan, which was how the last races. Grumio goes fastest there. Anything you can do, Landlord says, I can do better. Grumio responds, 1 minute 7.6. I don't think I got the phrase right there. I think I probably messed up a little bit, but you get the picture. Grumio, again, he's not putting any punches himself.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. That obviously as well on a second lap of tyres, so it is that little bit harder to beat that lap time of Landlord's, but nonetheless he's done it, which is absolutely fantastic by Grumio. And it's close. It's very close. Obviously qualifying tends to be close around the circuit, but between those two especially, it's going to be close. It's going to be a tough fight for Landlord to try and beat Grumio, but never say never in the RDL, as we always say.
And even if Landlord does beat Grumio, as long as Grumio is higher than 5th, then the championship is his regardless of what happens for Landlord. So I think Landlord will be largely relying on Grumio to have a problem of some kind of crash, and then he'd need to capitalise on that by maximum winning the race for Landlord, and a no score for Grumio would bring us down to just 6 points going into Abu Dhabi, and that would be very, very enjoyable to watch indeed.
Yeah, that'll be a lovely way to end my commentary career, no doubt. But looking back at last week, Grumio was P3, I believe.
He was. It was Imri and Cotter that shared the front row, to my knowledge.
Imri and Cotter, yeah, 1 and 2, and then obviously Landlord finished P6, obviously getting points for P5, because if you did not know, I did finish above Landlord. So, yeah, a good race out for myself, but it just shows you that once again was not able to really compete with those three. It was a big gap as well by the end of that race for Landlord, obviously on very different strategy to Grumio, but another instance of where Grumio just had that upper hand against his teammate, and it's been a story of this season, quite frankly. And but I say once again, incredible that Landlord's kept fighting this long, especially with 1 race win to 8.
It pains me to say it's been the story of the last few seasons in terms of direct comparison, because of course in terms of the seasons these guys have gone head to head. In three of the last 5 seasons, these guys have gone toe to toe for the title. Landlord won season 12, but Grumio's won the other showdown since. He won. Actually, there's only been one other showdown. He won in season 13. As Imri goes fastest there, 1 minute 7.671. Look at that, Pope.
Ooh,
that's 15 thousandths of a second. Imri's gonna be a thorn in the side of these two tonight. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
Yeah, and obviously, as it's been announced to the drivers, that is my teammate for next season, Imri, currently starting P1. So obviously, end of the season now, everything's getting confirmed for season 17, and the drivers grid for all the teams, teammates for next season have been confirmed. So obviously, Grumio and Landlord staying together another season. It'll be a fun inside for every other pairing, and that includes me and Imri, who will be trying to go for that Constructor Championship.
And as for what car you'll be driving, that's the big question. The teammate lineups are all confirmed, but in terms of which car that we put behind, that'll be up to the team draw, which will come prior to the start of season 17. Pope, if you had to give me one race car on that grid that you want to drive on F124, give me one right now. You can only choose one.
Ooh, that's a tough one. One that I've not done is Kick Sauber. I'd love to do the Sauber. I don't think I've ever drove the Sauber in league racing. So, like for a full season, I don't think I've ever done it. So I would love to do that. Good
choice. I'm considering that for career mode for my because this is the reality. You haven't said this month. I'm gonna stop making videos again, Pope. It's exciting.
Fantastic. Is that a career mode that can be seen on the Zach RC channel? Make sure you subscribe and like this video.
I'm gonna miss these plugs, man. Because if you don't do it, who will? I can't do it. That's too much. But regardless,
You'll find someone else, no doubt.
I'll find a way. But, yeah, so just a quick information. I am going back to making videos again. Crimo will be coming up very shortly. If not tomorrow, if not tomorrow, then Wednesday, without doubt, just because of the release time over here in the UK. It's releasing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm so gutted about that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that. Right. Okay. Well, that's Championship Edition not getting bought by me.
Yeah. I'm kind of gutted because I'm losing 2/3 of it. I'm losing literally 2/3 of a day of that early access that I paid for. I mean, technically, it doesn't come out till Friday at 4 for everyone else in terms of the UK, but so I'm still getting early access. Yeah. That's the launch time for everything. It's 3 o'clock UTC, which converts to the thing is couple of cars up the grid here. We have sort of not even qualified, haven't we? Websy and Badman, P5 and P6, and they currently lead Sakir and Fan, the two McLarens. This is close. It's very tense stuff here. Look at the separation here, Pope. Look at this. 1.2 covers the top 13. I mean, we still got 7 minutes left.
I mean, you've got 1,000th of a second between the two McLarens.
Ow.
Which is
wow.
Ridiculous.
And it's only another 20 milliseconds back up to Batman.
This is incredible. I mean, this just shows you how close the grid is.
Fan's out.
Oh, and Fan is out. Can we see a shot of that? Oh, that's not a nice collision there. Out the exit of, what's that, turn 5, I want to believe it is?
Turn 5. I saw midway through turn 5, yeah. I didn't see it.
Turn 5, loses it.
About how mangled did that race car look? I didn't quite catch it.
It looked quite bad. It was ploughed into the wall, I will have to say, on that left-hand side. So I think probably got too heavy on that curb on that right-hand side. But having a look at this, Cott is on a lap right now. Very low on ERS. Going through that area where Fan lost a car. Just there on the left where the McLaren was set up. But I assume Cott is invalidated on his first run. Hence why the low ERS, but we'll see what Cott can do. Obviously, has been absolutely rapid in these past few races, taking the win last time out in Mexico, and I also want to believe the race win in USA.
He did, yes, he went back to back.
So is that 2 in a row now for Cott, or is it 3? That's Japan included.
Japan, he did not win. That race did not go to him. But he has got 3 runs on the season. Of course, he won Austria. The one race this season that was not unfortunately not broadcasted, which is gutting because I do enjoy being able to say that I've commentated every race in the season. I've only done once, and that was season 14, which is getting to a year ago at this point now, Pope. We are nearing sort of it's been just over a year or so since you started commentating with us here in the box, and of course we're almost a year on from that quite fantastic final lap in the reverse grid finale, which you missed out on because you had to leave it 6 laps ago.
Yeah, I know. I actually do remember that. It was rather heartbreaking. But yeah, it's been crazy that it's been a year already, and everything's quieting down in the pit lane now. Obviously, a few cars left on track, but most of the cars are in the pit. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for having me in the commentary box. Obviously, I get to say this next week, but we've got qualifying. Not much is going to be commentated on, especially in this moment. But thank you for having me, Zach. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for JB for allowing me to do this. Obviously, it's a big risk allowing Pope to have a microphone.
Yes. Oh Christ, you'd think he's leaving now. Moving back along. This order is still looking very, very close right now, Pope. The only sort of anomaly in this case being Red J and P15 in the 1 minute 9s, but I imagine he'll probably get one more lap and improve on that in the late stage. We're still waiting on Cott and Shane to actually set times at this point. So I imagine Cott must have either invalidated again or went back into the pit lane.
Yeah, I believe he went in the pit lane on that lap after the invalidation, and then obviously Cott and you can flip a coin to see if he commentates or not.
Whether he commentates?
Qualifies or not. Sorry, I do apologise.
Okay, alright, you've made a mistake. You've had enough of your cat now. You can go early.
Yeah, one mistake and then you kick me out. I see how it is.
He's been fired. His P45's come early. Early press the freedom now.
Dear.
Anyway,
dear.
Pressing swiftly on. We'll wait till towards the end of Abu Dhabi to do your public firing. Is that what we'll do? That's what we'll do for laugh.
I'm happy with that.
That'd be hilarious.
Let me live in bliss for these last 3 minutes of qualifying.
3 minutes to go indeed. Landlord's out on the racetrack there, so we'll be looking to try and improve. Look at this fight. Am I blind? Have I just noticed this? 1,000 between Imri and Landlord. How do we not clock that?
I think that's just happened. That is why that is crazy. Once again, another gap that is only 1,000 of a second. Obviously, Sakir is improved on that time. Ahead of Van. Obviously, Van no longer partaking in the session due to the crash, but it is so close. Landlord about to set another lap. Will he be able to pip Imri to that P1 spot? We'll have to wait. Well, I think he's slowing down. I think he's okay. This is something I'm noticing now. There is going to be 2 warm-up laps here for Landlord.
And I feel like we've seen
Very interesting.
I can't help but feel like we've seen Tim do this before. At some point. I couldn't possibly tell you where.
You do see this on the shorter tracks where it takes a lot longer to warm up these tyres, obviously not as much track to get the tyres to a good temperature. And we are seeing that with Landlord. Obviously, you risk having a bit more wear on your tyres, but the temperature does matter a little bit more. So interesting to see. And then obviously, only 1/100th back is the championship leader, Salve Grumio.
He's on a lap himself.
It's going to be a very, very close end to qualifying.
JB's retired. Well, I'm not sure where he's retired. Okay, looks like he's retired on track. And I imagine the car will pull over, because that could be a concern. Yes, yeah, car has pulled over. But I'm interested what he retired for. Perhaps
I mean, P11's a good place for that Aston Martin, and we know this track does tend well to offer good DRS trains and great overtaking opportunities, and strategy does come into play massively here. So maybe it's a tactical decision by JB, I'm not too sure.
Landlord comes through to start what I imagine will be his final. He's had his warm-up now, Pope. Let's see what he's got into turn 1. All he's got to do is improve by 1,000th of a second, and he'll have provisional pole. But Imri's on lap 2, so keep an eye on that Ferrari as he comes towards the first sector split. Imri is down in the first sector, but only just. It's a time that can very easily be improved if he can just get those extra tenths out. Fergus goes 4th place. Landlord is up by 1/100th of a second.
Oh, this is very fine in for him.
Oh, and Imri's validated. Imri, it looks like Imri's going to have a minute to get around to the line here, otherwise he will not be able to set another time. I imagine he'll make it. But here comes Landlord, though.
Yeah, he will definitely be able to make it. But we will see a crossover, no doubt, of this Williams car and this Ferrari. So there it is.
Landlord.
There's Imri. Landlord passing Imri on the track. Will he be able to pass him in qualifying?
Let's see what Landlord's got in the second split as he runs down towards Junso once again. He's down this. Oh, around he goes!
It.
And he may have just gone on a bit too hard on the exit there. Landlord spins, and I think Imri can now breathe a sigh of relief here, so he can get one more lap in without threat. And the Grumio is 1/2 tenth up in the first sector. We'll keep an eye on the second sector, but he could still pull out of both their noses. Let's see what happens here as he comes towards the second split. We'll see where he's at and how much he's improving. Will it be enough to take pole? He's up by 1/10.5. This is going to come down to what Imri's got now. Fergus is towards the line. The checkered flag is now formed. He'll be the first car through. He's going to the pit lane though, calling an end to his run. Sakir has invalidated, so his run is also over. Grumio will be the next car to cross the line. Can he improve a nab pole? He can do it! By almost 2/10. But Imri is... Oh, Cott goes far! Cott from under everyone's nose. Where did he come from? Cott puts it on provisional pole, but Imri is not finished yet. Here he comes to the second sector.
Yeah, Imri a little bit scruffy at the start of this, in the middle of this second sector, but nonetheless there will be time to get in, no doubt, for this Ferrari driver. This is going to be so close. Let's see what it is. Just under a 10th improvement, so it all depends on this run to the line now.
We'll see what he's got lined up. It could be a front row start for Imri, but can he overhaul Cotton Grumio as he runs towards the checkered flag? Can he do it? I think he's just missed out.
P3 still, yeah,
Still
P3 for Imri.
Cop takes pole from... Who saw that coming? I mean, he hadn't even been in the talk of the session. But Cop will lead us to turn 1.
He's hit another lap. I believe that was Cott's first lap of the valid lap of qualifying.
Yeah, I can't see another lap for him, but yeah, Cott is on pole. So he'll be on the front row with Grumio in second place, Imri 3rd, Landlord in 4th, Batman got to 5th in the end, Ferguson 6th, Webbsy 7th, and Ethan rounds at your top 8. So that'll be qualifying, and if that was anything to go by, then we could be in for a great race. Now make sure to stick around, because in less than an hour's time, we could be crowning, once again, another Racers Driving League champion. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back then to the Brazilian Grand Prix, where Grêmio could be recognised as a 7-time RDL champion should things go his way today. 5th place or higher is enough to clinch the title. Pope, this is your first time where you could see a champion being crowned while you're in the box. Are you looking forward to it?
I am absolutely ecstatic for this. I mean, it would be so cool to declare someone a champion in my final 2 races commentating as well. It's quite a nice way to end the season and end my tenure as a commentator. That person that could be crowned is Salve Grêmio, starting P2 on this grid. Was it 200th of a second behind Cot in pole? It's going to be very, very close, this race.
It's going to be fun to watch. Hope if you behave yourself, I may let you call Grêmio across the line as the champion. Should it go his way? I'll have to wait and see. If you behave yourself.
Oh my lord. I will always behave myself.
Haha. So I mean, there's your circuit on the screen, though, Jet. When the Interlagos circuit there, of course, it's been well endowed in terms of settling disputes in the way of the world title in Formula 1 itself. But here in the RDL, it's also had its fair share of champions. Fan just last season, it was Che won the race in a race that went from wet to dry. Of course, saw Websy retire so very early on. Contact on around lap 6 or 7, bringing his championship hopes to an end. And I'm hoping today, Pope, that hopefully neither one of our 2 contenders, Grêmio or Landlord, will end up in that same position. 16 points separate them. It could go to Abu Dhabi, but it require a low score from Grêmio, which is a rare sight to see. And I think at best a Landlord victory, which again we could see Rosin once this season, so something to keep an eye on. He's only won 1 RDL race in this game, which is something I never thought I'd say on F1 22 or 21.
No, it is very, very crazy to see. Like I've been saying in qualifying, how impressive it is for Landlord to be competing for this championship on 1 race win as the formation lap gets underway. But this is where you made your RDL commentary debut as well, in season 11.
Indeed it is.
If I remember rightly.
Season 11, yes. And that was the race
and
after
there was a
he
season
clinched
11
the title.
champion in this commentary box.
He is, and wasn't it the race after he clinched the title?
I believe it was, because I think it was Imola and then Brazil.
That sounds about right. Okay, well, skip past a minute. We don't need to give you a bigger head than you already got. Let's take us through the starting lineup for this Brazilian Grand Prix. So starting on the 9th row, the 9th and final row, it's Shane and Courtney Goblin, both of them starting on tyres. Which cars are they on? Mediums for Shane and hards for Courtney Goblin. But Courtney needs to move back into his grid slot. He's right there. He's got Shane in front of him for some reason. We'll sort that later on. Red J there in P16, again on the hard tyre, looking to go longer into that first stint. We're hoping against a safety car or anything like that. Curtis starts P15 for Alfa Romeo. In front of him is Lucky Lambert with 3rd of 4 cars on the hard tyres. The lead Aston is next to him as JB on the 7th row, P13. Reigning champion, Fan at the place he clinched the title, starting from P12. The only driver to start on those soft tyres. PJ starts from 11th. Of course, Alpine still leading that bottom 5 race in the constructors. We'll keep an eye on those points as well as the Drivers' Championship 2. Sakir starts in 10th. A decent debut last time out in Mexico, looking to improve on that result. Flying Duck starts from P9, looking to push himself higher in the championship as best he can. For AlphaTauri to get off the foot of the table, that's the main thing. Ethan's lines up P8, and it's Websy in P7. We'll be hoping this race goes better than it did last season. He starts from 7th position. Fergus in 6th, the lead Red Bull, the only Red Bull on the grid here today. And it's Badman starting 5th, again continuing on his rampant run since rejoining the league and joining Mercedes. Landlord starts from 4th. He's going to need to win today, I think, at best to stand a chance for the title. Imri starts from 3rd, keep an eye on him going towards that first corner. It could be a potential shout for the lead. Grêmio lines up 2nd, needs 5th or better to clinch the crown. And Cot, once again, winner of the last 2 weeks' races, starting from pole. Pope, the clouds are covering the sky, but we could be in for what should be a fantastic race regardless.
Oh, no doubt this race will be absolutely fantastic. And like you say, yeah, clouds looming over Interlagos. Will we see rain during this race? I've not heard any drivers mention it. However, you can never say never here, especially in Interlagos, as we see Courtney Goblin trundling away to that grid slot to line up and get this race underway. Zach, take it away.
5 red lights waiting to appear on the start for the penultimate race of season 16. And on F1 23, it's the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it's lights up, foot to the floor. We are underway in the Carnival Capital. Down towards turn 1 we go. It looks like Cot's got the early advantage over Grêmio on the outside, but Grêmio will have the lane looking in to that first corner. Cot jumps in front. Grêmio down 2nd. Imri stays 3rd. Landlord keeps his own this time. He maintains 4th. The top 5 or 6 all maintaining. Websy in upper place. He's going to try and take Badman as they run down the Heteroposter towards the left-hander at turn 4. Websy around the outside, looking for that position. Can't quite get it, but it's single file in front. Flying Duck getting around Sakir there. Oh, car goes wide. That is Flying Duck in the AlphaTauri. Goes off, loses that place to the newcomer in the McLaren. Around the outside, Sakir, they're looking for that 8th spot. He'll take it outright. And behind them, you've got Fan, his teammate for tonight, and Ethan going side by side on the run through the second sector. It's all action stations here in Interlagos, and it is Cot who leads away.
Cot leading the way, and that's huge for his championship as well. Trying to beat Imri for that P3 spot. I believe it's 6 points.
It is.
Separating those two. So it's going to be really important that Cot gains some points on Imri and tries to get that position for, well, to get that in the position, especially next week, because that is our last racing week of season 16. I just went over my words there. Grumio trying to look up the inside of Cot there into turn 1, unable to do it, just a little bit too far back.
On to lap 2 then. It's the Alfa Romeo shows the way, followed by this pack we're used to seeing here, Pope. Is Cot, followed by Grumio, then Imri and Landlord. Websy behind them, bringing up the rear of that little train, is about a second back. And behind them, Fergus looking for P6 off Badman, who goes to the inside of the Mercedes. I'm getting shades of 2021 here, and this time it's the Mercedes goes wide off the racetrack. Badman looks to maintain the place, and he will do just that, nipping himself back in front. And behind him, a nice little train here. Curtis is up the order here. He's gained quite a number of places so far. As we look further on into the second sector, he's got Sakir, Flying Duck, and C110P Fan all for company. Look at that, biggest gainer so far is Curtis. Before we forget, he's gained 7 places off the start. The biggest dropper has been PJ. He's lost out 5, but make that tie with Ethan. Those Alpines not doing fantastically to start this one off on a day where they need to try and score some points to maintain 6th in the constructors, especially with Badman there in P6.
Yeah, incredible restart there by Curtis in that Alfa Romeo rocket ship start. And that was, yeah, very impressive to gain 6 positions, because it is quite hard to gain a lot from one single driver's. Imri sets the fastest lap, 1:10.7. That's probably the lap times we will be looking at for this race, as DRS is now enabled for the second to last time in RDL. We will see DRS enabled on lap 3.
Grumio using his advantage. He's got DRS in play on the run to turn 4. He looks like he's got the lead at the minute. He's on the inside, but Cot is still there, not giving him a single inch. The Alfa Romeo back there on the outside. That'll be the inside for turn number 6. Into the right-hander they go, and he maintains top spot. But keep an eye on that main straight, because that'll be one of the best places to overtake the longest straight of the two. And Grumio, of course, he can sit where he is right now, because he'll win the championship regardless. But I think me and you both know Grumio, but he'll want to go for that top spot.
No, obviously you have to go for that top spot if your name is South Grumio. We want to get as many points on the board, and it is the only season so far that we're going to run these 1 to 8 points. So it'd be a nice little record to have, scoring the most with this format. So yeah, it's Grumio. He's going to go for that race win, but Cot's had a great exit out of that final corner. Though look how much time is gained under the DRS. It's crazy. As Grumio down the inside, going to make it look so easy as he gets ahead of Cot even before turning into turn 1.
But in that, Cot is now right on his tail and will have DRS himself in play as they run down the Heteroposter once again. There goes Imri to the inside. He's going to try and break the play and move into the middle if he can. Cot around the outside. He's there in the braking zone. Imri had a chance there, but thought better of it. Chose not to follow Cot. Cot and Grumio side by side once more. I think Alfa Romeo get the lead here. Yellow flag behind him, and that is C110P Fan, the defending champion, who's lost the car. He's lost an end plate as well. Cot takes the lead, but Fan is now down the order.
Yeah, Fan been so unlucky in this season, and this could be the last race we say he's the defending champion, because we're going to get a new one crowned, I'm pretty certain, as soon as lap 36 hits. But yeah, just such unfortunate incident there for the McLaren Fan.
PJ gets hit with the time penalty as our first of the night. 3 seconds for track limits. It's one of those circuits where we could see a fair bit of those, especially in particular in the second sector, so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the day. Grumio is there once again on Cot, this time closer than he was last time around, so I imagine we'll see him retake the lead. But Imri will again be right there looking to sniff out any advantage he can get as they go towards turn 4 once again when they come through turn 3. Webbs closing up to this little train here, Pope. He's within a second now, and Lando dropping back a little bit from these guys. He hasn't quite been as on it as these top 3. We could go at it now. We could be seeing him going 3 wide here. Close to contact between Imri and Cot. But again, Imrie finds himself stuck behind the Williams, and Cott has free range to try and go for it. But this time, Grimio is ready, defends the inside spectacularly, holds him off, and Grimio maintains his lead. There's fans in the pit lane here for a wing change and also a set of hard tyres. Pope, I doubt he can go the rest of the way on those. What do you think?
I think, yeah, definitely try and do it. It's pretty easy to make the tyres last around this circuit, so I think that's the idea.
Oh, look, the yellow.
See a yellow flag. That's Buggy Fergus.
He's recovered
I
it.
think maybe a spin there in sector 2. I'm not too sure, but a shame for the lone Red Bull driver. Really needs a good end to this season. He's been very, very good on his return to the RDL in that full-time seat, so it'll be a nice way to end the season, but unfortunate right now. But it's a long way to go. Still got another 31 laps.
Plenty of racing still coming your way over the course of the next hour or so. It's his turn now to attack on the inside as they run towards that first corner onto lap 6. He reclaimed the top spot, and this time Imrie may try and go late on the brakes, but thinks better of it. It's still very early on, I should say, Pope. Long way still to go in this one, so anything can still happen. Keep an eye on these guys, though, because if they keep on pushing each other, eventually I felt there'll be a touch. Grimio looking to the inside. Imrie may try and follow her for wins here. So try and thread the needle, though. Looking at it, I thought he was going to go down the middle of both of them, but didn't get enough space. And Grimio retakes the lead, but this time Imrie looking to try and take Cott. Oh! Bit of a wobble there from the Ferrari. You saw that on board. Bit of a wobble from the Ferrari. Yellow flag again. And there was a number of cars who are involved down there. Safety car's been deployed. No retirees, but the safety car's out. Curtis has lost his swing.
Debris in that Turn 5 area. Turn 5's been an absolute chaos for these drivers so far. And yeah, shame for Curtis, who's had a fantastic race start. Now to be out of a front wing. Wonder if the pit lane's going to get quite active here. People going onto hards trying to make it to the end of the race. I'm not too sure. It's a bit early for these medium runners to pit, but I'm not too sure. Some might do it, some might not. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, huge shame there for Curtis. And yep, safety car at Brazil. I'm not surprised by that at all.
I feel as though this will be a unanimous decision for the medium tyres. Either they all stay out or they all pit.
Grimio is going into the pits. Cott's in the pits. Imrie's in the pits.
Landlord's in. There might be a stack there for the Williams potentially. So Landlord could lose out. But that's just the situation. Unfortunately, at this stage in the Grand Prix, we're on to lap number 6. Lap 7 rather of this Grand Prix. Here's your championship leader on his way into the pit box for Williams. Now we'll see Landlord pop in just behind. He had to wait for a second there, and that could cost him. The change we made.
Definitely cost him against Websy. It has.
And Rezo stayed out, as did Cockney Goblins. That's 2 cars who stayed out, but they're both on hard tyres, crucially. Grimio is going to get out with the lead here, just about. I think he's going to get out with the lead. He will.
He will.
Oh, hang on. Cockney almost went for it.
Cockney and Red J are both ahead of Cott.
Oh, Grimio's gone. They've all gone too far in front. There was contact, I think. I feel like I saw an end plate fly off somewhere, but I can't tell whose.
I'll have a look for you.
I'm keeping an eye out here.
I'm not too sure.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I could have sworn I saw an end plate go. It looks like everyone's okay.
I believe that might be your imagination. Everyone's front wings do look intact, but
that's just fantastic.
That could get referred to the stewards, no doubt. Obviously, got to make sure you know where that safety car is. It is quite hard on this game, though, especially with how the safety car is on the F1 23 games, on all the F1 games, in fact.
Well, that was very close to a potential disqualification, at absolute most for Grimio there, and that would have been hugely detrimental to his title chances, and that could have given Landlord all the impetus he needed to try and make up those points. Of course, 6 points for a podium, so Landlord would need Grimio to not score on a podium finish to come his way in order to bring that championship to the last race. At least to my knowledge. Actually, I'm saying that, he'd need second, because Grimio, if it was tied now, if it was 10 points for the game, Grimio would win on comeback regardless, because of those 8 wins to Landlord's 1. And that's why that's why winning races is so crucial.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, by one at the end of the season, it's whoever finishes first on that championship. But yeah, those race wins, you have to try and get as many as possible, because there are cases, especially like this, where we are running limited points. Countback is so crucial, like you said. So yeah, great point there, Zach.
Thank you very much. Intellectual AF. Moving on, Conor Goblin is back in the pit lane. That was so unlike anything I normally say. Curtis is in as well. So these guys have got extra laps on their tyres to pit onto in order to then have fresher tyres at the restart. So Courtney, Curtis and Fan all now on brand spanking new medium tyres. And there's been a definite change strategy, because the Williams cars have gone onto hard tyres, but Cott, Imrie, Websy, Badman, Ethan, they've all gone to mediums. So we're definitely seeing a
they're going to have to make another stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to make another stop.
But,
I think Haas would make it.
do you?
Yeah, and, well, something I've noticed a little bit further down the grid is Curtis went onto softs for a lap and then on to those mediums.
He did.
Now, is he going to try to take these mediums to the rest of the way? It's possible. It is possible. This could be incredible by Curtis. Keep an eye on that Alfa Romeo.
Indeed, Alpha's 8th place in the Drivers' Championship. At this rate, could still finish as high as 5th. He's got Websy, Wisburn, and BJ in front of him. 2 of those drivers aren't here tonight, but crucially, those are the 2 drivers who are closest to him, who are furthest away from him. And he's tied with Fan, who's just behind him. Safety car in this lap. We'll see how Grumio handles the restart here. Of course, it's a long, it's sort of a long main straight here, Pope. So there's plenty of space to go. When do you reckon he'll go for it? Do you reckon he'll go early?
I think you have to go late because you don't want to give that slipstream to the cars behind. Obviously, he's pretty lucky that he's got a buffer of Red J, but Red J, I'm not too sure if you know the safety car rules, but is not actually allowed to be alongside.
That could be controversial.
With these new formulas, so yeah, that might be reported. Yeah, he's really raring to go as Red J.
You see, not since the lead and try and take it if he can. When does
I'd
Grumio
love
go?
to see it.
And there he goes.
He's going to go now. There he is. Fantastic. That's a fantastic restart there by Grumio.
Well played by chess master Grumio as Cock goes into turn 1, still taking P2 off Red J immediately. I think Red J stiffened the race lead for a second there, but in the end, Grumio just about had him on that restart. Oh, flying duck and Fergus going side by side. No contact there, but Fergus was really pushing the issue there as Imrie gets let through by Red J there. Good team play from the Ferraris. Websy, the next car behind him, as now that top 3 are again as they were. Landlord, though, is behind Websy and Red J. Websy looking to the outside. He's darting from side to side, trying to find some kind of opening. And as they go through turn 6, where it all came undone from last season, Landlord to the inside. He wants those places back as soon as he can get them. But he's got 2 cars to get through before he can have done the crack of the leaders. Grumio is in the lead, but Cott is not let him go. And Imrie's done the same, so we are back to business between these 3. But it's just a case of behind them what's going on. Websy, Badman's trying to Landlord. Landlord just loose there on the exit, and that could allow Badman back into play. He's there on the inside, retakes P6. Landlord down to P7 here. That safety car Pope has not been kind to him. There goes Flying Duck down the inside. Contact! Flying Duck goes spinning off the circuit.
Oh, such a shame Flying Duck trying to make up the inside and a bit of contact there. I am just amazed by this defensive driving from Red J. Obviously, that has been overtaken by both, nearly by both, Websy and Badman. But through to see that was absolutely fantastic by Red J. It's actually put a smile on my face, just blocking every way Websy was trying to go.
It's fantastic to see Red J putting on the defensive skills, but let's see how he defends against a 3-time series champion in Landlord, because you get the feeling that Williams will catch up to him very shortly. Cotter takes the lead. Imrie has got around Grumio now. Grumio's down to 3rd place, but remember, it's still enough. And I think thanks to Red J's blocking, if we stay as we are, then that would help Grumio massively, because he's now got a 3-second cushion to the place he needs to be finished higher than in order to be champion.
And plus, what P1 and 2 both need to pit again on another set of tyres. So, yeah, very interesting. I mean, obviously, you want to be on those faster tyres at this point in the Grand Prix, but with Grumio behind, those faster tyres really don't play too much an advantage.
Yellow flag. Oh, that's Shane and Red J.
Behind.
And I wonder perhaps... Oh, Shane spins off again. I wonder perhaps if there was... That defensive skill may have... I don't know. Okay, no, forget saying, because I feel bad now. I'm not going to carry on, because that feels rude.
Oh, no, that's fair enough.
Flying up 2 seconds.
I think Red J. I'm surprised Red J didn't come into the pits there, but yeah, a big shame for Shane once again, just not having luck on his side, and is sitting now P18, 14 seconds behind Red J, and might have to pit again. No, stays out. So yeah, it's good to see Shane continue. Obviously, retired quite early on in Mexico, but it's good to see Shane continue because obviously there's probably going to be another safety car in this race, no doubt.
Definitely a chance. It's one of those races where the race is over to the checker flag has fallen. And perhaps it could might have been over after that, depending on what goes on during the race. So Cotters leads away, Imrie's in 2nd, and Grumio this time in the back of the train in 3rd. But it's 3 seconds to Websy in 4th place. So, again, good cushion for the Williams driver for now.
Yeah, it looks like Grumio's now just going to settle down a little bit, and obviously it's a bit unfortunate that we don't see some hard racing between the 2 Williams drivers, but we're at the middle point in this Grand Prix. It's going to get a bit tactical now, and people are going to settle down, but people that won't be settling down is see Imrie's red light flashing, keeping up close with Cop. Is these 2 up front. Oh my god, darting to the left. trying to fake a move there on Cott. Imrie really making an incredible move there, but very late moving by that Ferrari. It's going to be these two, tooth and nail, trying to fight for that P3 in the championship.
And they'll continue to do so. This is arguably a bit. I think between this and the title fight, I imagine. I think in terms of wheel-to-wheel combat, this has been the more entertaining to watch because these two have been practically glued to each other, bit race by race as it goes on. These two, they're always fighting each other in some way, and it's fantastic to watch.
But yeah, some people are fighting each other now. It's Foggy and Lucky. Ooh,
Shane is in the pit lane.
Yeah, shame for Shane there, having to retire quite far back from the rest of the grid. And this battle now from, I think that is Foggy downwards, big train starting to form. Lucky trying to make a move there on the Foggy, practically pushing that Red Bull through the end of Sector 2. And these Alpes behind, raring to go to get some points for their championship quest.
And keeping up behind them, JB and a McLaren sandwich here. I thought I saw him go 3 wide for the exit of one of the corners, but not quite yet. But JB, again, looking for points for Aston Martin, as is Lucky Lambert, of course, has that 3-second penalty to worry about. So the Astons, the championship, they're in P9 right now, so they're not the ones who will be finishing the bottom of the pile at this rate. That would go to AlphaTauri. But in terms of those points, it's still very close. 15 points separating the bottom 6 in the constructors as JB goes a little bit wide. Oh, sorry, Lucky goes a bit wide. That's going to allow Ethan back into P8. Alpine lead that gap by 3 points to Mercedes, and then it's Haas, Aston now for up the order. As there goes Badman looking to pass, making a move on Websy. Good move there from the Mercedes, but onto the grass there. I'm not sure what happened to Badman, but Websy goes through without trouble.
Yeah, this racing in the midfield is absolutely electric. Fantastic seeing. That's not saying that the racing at top is not so good either, because Cott and Imrie were just side by side earlier on, and now step back into the line. We'll see if Imrie tries to make a move into turn 1, utilising the DRS.
Oh, Fergus!
Straight in. Foggy!
Fergus is out.
That's another safety car. Middle of Sector 2, Foggy Fergus out. Heartbreak for Foggy. And for myself, who's a big Foggy Fergus fan in this commentary box. Shame for that Red Bull, the only Red Bull driver, and is off to that side, riding on board with Flying Duck. You can see that Red Bull demolished in the wall on that left hand side. Shame for the Red Bull team.
And in comes everybody once again, looking at slots, but Lando stays out. Lando looking to split things off. So he won't get help this time, but Cott and Grumio are away, or rather Cott's away. Grumio is next to make a change. He's gone to medium tyres this time. He emerges behind Cott and Imrie. And I thought for a second that PJ almost had it. PJ stays out. And Sakir stays out as well. So we've got 3 cars who have stayed on the racetrack. Crucially, Landlord is still out there on those hard tyres. Could he be taking those to the end, do you think, Pope?
I think you've got to. I think you've stayed out now. You've got to really take those tyres to the end. However, it's going to be very, very hard. You've got Grumio on those medium tyres. I think he's going to be able to pass these two, but PJ and Sakir in between Cott and Imrie, that's going to be a nice buffer. And it'd be interesting to see the battle between Cott and Landlord. Last time we saw that, I believe, was Japan, and we saw Cott fly off the track at turn 1 when those two were battling, so we'll see what happens here in Interlagos.
And again, another sort of narrow circuit where there's not perhaps a lot of room to go at it, but we'll see just what goes down between these two. 22 laps to go in this race. We're on lap 14, and so I'm about to go on to lap 15. In terms of your order, there it is on your left-hand side of the screen. Landon leads from Cott and PJ in 3rd place. Sakir in 4th, 3 of those 4 cars set out. Imrie 5th. Brumiro in 6th. Excuse me, sorry, I had some stuff in my throat there. Conley in 7th. Websy in 8th. Those Haas cars looking good for points at the minute. But of course, I imagine Conley will need to stop again. Red J there in 9th. He's still on those same tyres since the start. Gets to make his first stop. And as I say that, in he comes. So thank you for taking away my stat, Red Jet. That's very, very good of you. Oh, he very nearly runs to Conley there on the pit entry. So that'll move up some cards for a few places. So Ethan now P9. That's Lucky 10th. Fan 11th. Curtis in 12th, sorry. Cotney in the pit lane. He's in 13th. Red J 14th. JB then flying. Duck rounds at the bottom of your order. And of course, Fergus and Shane both out of the race.
Yeah, a couple of drivers with penalties. PJ with a penalty. Lucky Lambert, JB and Fly Duck all on 3 seconds. I'm expecting to see a couple more penalties be dropped during this race just because of how easy it is to extend all these track limits.
Indeed. So as it stands then, I mean, going as it is right now, this would be enough to take it to the last race because Lallard's in the lead. Grumio is not in the top 5. However, I imagine that those guys in front will not be looking to stay on those tyres to the end. Landlord, PJ, and Sakir. That would move Grumio into 3rd place, and of course that would be enough for him to... So move into 4th place rather, and that would be enough for him to clinch the crown.
Yes, that is true. I mean, I think it's going to be a very, very intense battle on these last probably 12 laps of these drivers. I think it's going to be really tense. I think it's going to be really close. I hope so anyway. And I am looking forward to see what happens. And we're going to see some racing the next lap as the safety car is coming in on this lap.
Well, Grumio left it late. We'll see what Landlord chooses to do here. I imagine he'll also back everyone up. I think that's probably what he's lined up to do. But I doubt we'll see Cott get as close as Reg did on that last restart. I think Cott will probably hold his ground and wait a second. Cott's been good from 2nd place in those restarts. I almost find it similar to sort of like Olympic cycling in that respect. In terms of how they keep themselves close together and then go for that last little push just before the line. Like a sprint almost.
I like that description. It's different and I like it.
I say that with no knowledge of Olympic cycling. Regardless, Landlord is away as it goes towards turn 1. Lap 16 is underway. And there goes PJ and Sakir side by side to the first corner. The 2 cars who stayed out now can go head to head on those worn hard tyres. Oh, Sakir, time penalty there. And they're close to contact. They keep each other alongside. But Imri and Grumio, Grumio going for it. They're 4 wide. This contact. Big crash. And everyone's around. And Grumio's out of the race.
Oh my lord.
Big shunt there. Perhaps the biggest we've seen all season. And 4 cars.
Red flag. The first red flag of RDL.
I don't believe it. Grumio is out of the race. The championship will not be decided today. They went 4 wide, Pope.
Never. We never know. Landlord could not finish in the points. That could happen.
That could happen, but...
wide.
Wow.
After turn 3.
I do not believe...
I don't know how many drivers went out there.
I don't believe what I just seen.
I will be in the Discord right now.
Oh my goodness. We waited for 2 seasons, Pope, since this game came out to see an actual red flag. We got one very early on at Baku last season, and that caused the race to be postponed by a week. But I think we'll have to see if it actually works here, because we haven't actually had one since. But I think we're about to find out if it's going to work or not. Because I imagine we'll get a restart here. Yes, we will.
Ridiculous, and yes, we will.
10 cars left. I don't believe it. We've got to stack them and go again. For the 2nd time on this Grand Prix. It's lights out, foot to the floor. Go, go, go. Half a race still to be done. 25% to set us off. Landlord is away. His main threat will be Cock for the remainder of this race. PJ around the outside of turn 1. And we're looking at tyre changes for all of them here. And I'm still sort of processing what happened there, Pope.
I'm baffled where the cars are right now. I think they went about 4 or 5 wide maybe. And then it's just inevitable that something will happen there, and that is took out pretty much half the grid, which is just ridiculous. And that basically means every driver but 2 will be scoring points here at this Grand Prix. And now we're going to see a battle between Cott and Landlord. I am so excited to watch these 2 battle.
That was a mental sight to behold. We have got to keep going here, because there are a number of good cars still in this race, and one of them's going to win it. So we'll continue on here. Landlord is away. I think arguably, I doubt he'd want to keep things going like that, but in his case, that was a godsend. He leads away, Caught in 2nd place. I saw Flying Duck go wide in the background there. He maintains position, or rather he loses one to JB. Red J's fallen back there on those worn hard tyres. He's gone the longest, but he's on the oldest tyres in the field, as Cott now goes to the inside looking for the race lead off Landlord. He'll take it. Has gone to lap 19. 18 laps to go in this one, as it go into turn 1 once again. The 2 Alpines behind in there, P3 and P4. And I think Fan will be eyeing up a podium right now, trying he can stay where he is. Both Astons in the hunt. That's the crucial thing for them, because of course they need points, and they may get them today to try and get them further away from AlphaTauri at the bottom. Flying Duck may be serving as AlphaTauri's last real hope to try and score, try and get themselves off the bottom of the table. Flying Duck gets loose off turn 4 and will maintain position, but here goes Lucky Lambert to his inside into turn 6. Oh, contact! Both cars maintaining it. Oh, that was close. Flying Duck went on quite a skid there. He's got one another one. Tokyo Drift for Flying Duck, who saves it again. He loses the place in the process, but that looked cool. if I'm honest. I know that's not what I'm supposed to do, but that did look quite cool.
It was cool, in it. I'm still flabbergasted, to be quite honest with you, about what's just occurred in the past 2 laps.
Oh, man.
But one thing I am absolutely buzzing for, P3 and P4, the Alpines, they have deserved a huge result, and this could be the week they get it. Obviously, Fan as well was sitting P18 at one point in this Grand Prix after having a collision and the front wing or an end plate flying off. What a recovery this could be for the McLaren. A little bit of luck going his way.
And that, my friend, is why you never ever give up in league racing. It's the same thing they always say on Sky F1. You don't you do that. That is the joy of live sport. You shouldn't leave before the end because anything could happen, and it has happened. Obviously, not the sort of something that we would like to see, but wow, Brazil does what Brazil does. Brazil does what Brazil wants, and we continue on with this race then. These top four are glued together here. Of course, Alpines, they have those penalties to think about, but as does everyone else behind them. Fan, Landlord, and Cotton, none of that penalties. So I imagine those guys will end up with the podium places, short of there being a huge gain for that top four. But I think if they all stay together DRS-wise, then they could be in the money. At least to get at least one car on the podium, perhaps.
Oh, indeed, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, all these drivers now can go to the end on those tyres. It'll be quite hard, especially for the soft tyres runners. But yeah, these two Alpines are looking very tasty and will be a great result for that team. Just having some onboard footage actually dropped into the Discord of that incident. Oh my lord, Grumio was just seemed like a sitting duck at that point. I'm
going to ignore the fact that you said an Alpine looks tasty, and we're going to continue on with the Grand Prix. I haven't seen the onboard footage myself. Oh, there's Landlord to the inside. I thought he was going for it for a second. But wow, yeah, I don't think you enjoy eating cars, Pope. For completely honestly, we learn new things about you every single week, don't we?
I mean, yeah, my gaming tag is Touch Me Pope, so there's a lot to uncover, no doubt.
That was a weird day when I found out what that really meant. Anyway, pressing further on. Oh, this is descended into sheer chaos in the commentary box. I'm gonna miss the chaos, but regardless, we'll continue on because while we are still sort of recovering from we do still have 15 laps to go. We've got 15 laps still to do.
This race has flown by. Normally does around here in Brazil, but I feel like everything's just going that a little bit quicker. 6 and 7, the Aston Martins. Obviously, one person I think has had a very underrated season is JB. Personally, I think JB's been fantastic. Very unlucky for this new points formula. It's really not paid into his system, but he's doing very well as he's trying to defend Batman.
Batman! Oh, that was a bit too ambitious for the Mercedes. Oh,
and there's a bit of contact there.
Flying duck off an end plate. Badman has spun it. A pit stop from Flying Duck. Oh, he's out. He's called it there. And the safety car's deployed. Oh yeah. Oh, he did. Oh wow. Okay. Right. Never mind. I thought he just called it there. But that's a virtual safety car, and that puts Reggie in the points playing places. And I imagine that Batman will probably need to stop to repair that damage. Could we see Reggie points today?
I mean,
he's
only got one position below to not score points. So
he just needs to finish the race more or less.
He just needs to finish the race, yeah.
Today could be the day we're waiting for.
We've never had this in RDL, I don't think, to my knowledge anyway.
What
if you crash out but you are finishing P8 or whatever position?
I think the 90% rule still applies, where you need to complete a certain amount of the race distance to be classified.
I thought I'd never ever have to think about that in this league, but
same, because normally the races are so good, we get like 2 or 3 retirements at best in a lot of these races. This is the, for those of you who are just joining us for RDL, this race is an anomaly. We don't know, this doesn't normally happen. Just for context, this is not normally what goes on in this league.
We've had a huge incident.
something happened about 8 laps ago, and we're just sort of in what's the word? We're just in shock. Oh, several cars in the pit lane here. Reg stayed out. Sorry, we're distracted there. Fan, Lucky, and Badman all in the pit lane here as we're still waiting for the green flag. But everyone's quite split up now, save for this top 4 who are all still going at it. And right now, we're looking at an Alpine podium, Pope. Look at least one Alpine podium. This is how everyone's split up. But
this
in terms of
could
stops,
this would be incredible, and we've still got another 13 laps left.
Oh my god!
What else is to happen in this Brazilian Grand Prix? It's season 16, race 20 summit. of the
Race
season.
21.
Race 21 will go down in history.
This season, Pope has not disappointed me at all. Because remember, while the grids changed, we said, did we not, at the start of the season, this looked like one of, if not the most competitive grids in RDL history. And while that grid's changed here and there, we've had some drivers come in and be the class to field, but we had some of them be here and depart us. But those drivers made an impact, and here we are, the penultimate race, and it's set to go down to the wire between arguably the league's two greatest drivers. Because that's what we're on course for in 10 laps time.
That is true, but I don't see Touch Me Pope involved in that conversation.
I was going to make mention of you in some way, but I thought, nah, he's not good enough for that. Wait till next season. Try and play. I've forgotten how good you are, because I haven't actually seen you properly drive in years. So like give me a full season of you driving like you did in Mexico last week, and then maybe we'll talk.
I mean, Mexico last season drove in 5 months. I'll take it. No, it wasn't too bad at all.
Hang about not driving 5 months. You drove in the last 5 months. You drove several reserve races. Don't give me that.
Yeah, 5 months ago it was.
That wasn't 5 months ago.
January.
You drove Barcelona and Jeddah, but you drove Bahrain and Jeddah, but you also drove Barcelona too. That was at least March at best, maybe late February if you're lucky.
February, I think it was.
February.
Okay, 4 months. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't give me none of that sass, man. Okay, I'm sick of you.
Someone who's going to get a bit sassy is Cott, who is on the threat from the Alpine of PJ.
I love that. I love
you did that this season.
I like you did that. That was good.
Thank you very much.
Well,
I've been learning off you. Right.
Anyway,
let's lock in for these next 11 laps. This is going to be fantastic, and it is going to set up the last race of the season so well. What a comeback for Landwald this could be.
And speaking of fantastic, fans set the fastest lap of the race. I don't know if you just saw that on the soft tyres. But he's on the move. He's just taken Radjay for P6. Radjay, of course, he's only made he's made 2 stops in this race, but he's still on those hard tyres. I'm not sure if he take those to the end, if I'm honest. I just can't see him doing 30 laps and maintaining that points pay in place, because Lucky is coming at him thick and fast here on those medium tyres, but I imagine those will run out too.
I mean, he does have a gap of 29 seconds to Badman, so unless he has to pit again, he should be okay to hold that position. But obviously Badman, on those soft tyres, are going to be pumping in some qualifying lap times. But Fan, P6, will he be able to get a podium here? No penalties, so that's crucial to think about. Having a look at those penalties will definitely come into play. 3 seconds of PJ as Cott takes the lead ahead of Landlord before turn 1. Crucial, we'll see if Landlord makes that move back. But in the meantime, PJ 3 second time penalties, Ethan 5 seconds, JB 3 seconds, 5 seconds for Red J, 3 seconds for Lucky Lambert.
There's your penalties there on your screen now. Landlord doesn't quite have enough for a run that he needs to come back at Cott, but I think PJ, I think it's soon to be time for him to start sniffing around thinking, hang on a minute lads, when am I going to get my turn out racing you guys? Because this doesn't normally happen. Can I have my turn please? I'm right here, give me a turn. I'll stop with that for a minute. But yeah, he's there, and I think he's probably just waiting for any little scrap, any little opportunity that he can try and get. Like a dog waiting for food in its bowl. Just looking for anything to chew on at the minute. But I'm sure he's probably somewhat content with running there in P3, but I imagine he wants to go for the win if he can. Because it's been a while since we've seen those Alpines in contention for a victory. Yeah,
I mean, for PJ as well, like, in this moment, he never really had this opportunity. You have to go for opportunities. If you don't go for the gap, you are no longer a racing driver, as Seda once said. And PJ's got to show that. I mean, right now he's sticking with the pace. He's doing very well. And one thing that he's benefiting off, he gets to see the lines that these drivers are taking. Naturally, that does help you in your race. So he's in that DRS train. Same with Ethan. Ethan's struggling a little bit behind. Might need to pick up that pace ever so slightly. Just keep in contention with these top 3. But PJ looking nice here. I can see PJ trying to make an attack in these last 6 laps. From lap 30 onwards.
Yeah, I can see it, Smurfs. Ethan is dropping back a little bit here. He's just falling out of DRS range. JB in a world of his own there, as is Fan. He's about 5 seconds back from JB. I imagine we could see him catch the Aston Martin later on if he keeps a bit of space. Red J, all by himself, 6.5 back from Fan, but he's got Lucky now closing on him, and Badman's 21 behind. Wasn't he 29? Oh no, it was 22, so he hasn't gained as much as I thought he had. Regardless.
No, he was 29 because Lucky was 7 seconds behind and Badman was 22.
The chase
So
continues.
that's a big gain there for. I mean, those 22 lap hold hard tyres will be crying, no doubt.
This race is in no way over. If Lando was to win, let's talk championship permutations here for Abu Dhabi. If Lando was to win this race, that brings the gap down to 10 points between him and Grumio. It would then mean that if Lando was to win the next race in Abu Dhabi and Grumio finished outside of the top, I want to say top 6 or top 4 or top 5 again, then I think that means Lando wins this championship, because that can still happen. And if anything, that is there's even more chance of happening now. I've never seen an Abu Dhabi Grand Prix even host the last race of the season in this league, and now we're about to see the two Williams score off for the title, provided that Lando gets to the end in those point-paying places.
So what's the points difference now?
The points
16.
difference, the live points difference sits at 8 points, because Lando is scoring 8 points, cutting Grimio's lead in half.
So it's still going to be really hard for Landlord, but the advantage Landlord's got is he's finished the previous race, and that really can play into an advantage to a driver. Obviously, it's going to be quite hard when it's Grumio that you're fighting against, but having that consistency of I've finished these races, I've gained points on you, it does swing that mental advantage towards Landlord. So it'd be interesting to see going in to that thing, but we've still got another 7 laps here. I still think PJ might try and make a late move if Landlord and Cott start squirreling off in these last few laps.
And that would be a victory, should he take it, that no one would have expected coming in today. I mean, honestly, I was invested in this title hunt before because I knew it could still go to Abu Dhabi, but I am now so much more invested. This feels like Abu Dhabi 21 all over again. This is honestly the feel I'm getting. I can't believe that at this rate we're going to have, for the first time, I think, since I started commentating in this league, we're going to have the title going to the last race in both seasons on the game. F1 23 is going to go down in history, mate. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, F1 23 has really provided some fantastic battling and some fantastic racing all through it. It's been really, really good. And
Badman's out.
Landlord is out. Badman's out. Oh god, not Landlord. Badman's out.
He's still
Will
going.
that be a safety car? No.
And that means that Red J sits in P8.
I believe we're over 90% of the way there now.
We
Or
are,
maybe
we are
2 more
not
laps.
yet. I think right now we're about, I want to say somewhere in like the low 80s. But honestly, all you've got to do is just make the flag now. It's as simple as that. We're going to see it, Poe. We're going to see Red J score a point at long last. I've been waiting a long time to say that.
This is incredible.
What a day this has been. What a Monday night.
Truthfully, I did not expect this to happen today. I thought we'd say, oh, Grumio's our championship winner, well done, Grumio, surprise. But no. Brazil, as usual, has provided us with a classic race. And this has just been sensational. As I think we have missed it, that Fanta has passed JB and is going to be trying to barrel down on these Alpine cars.
And what he's got to do is close within 5 seconds. He's only got to gain 3 more to get Ethan. He's then got to gain. So he's probably got to. So he's got to get about within there. If he can pass Ethan, I think he will more or less be in range for the podium. So he's racing with P3 there in catching Ethan.
It could be more than P3, as we've just seen Landlord try and make a move on Cart.
Cart has held that
could
lead.
get even tastier.
These three, it's now these cars to settle it. Cott has held off competition from both sides today. He's used to holding off Grumio and Imrie. Yellow flag. Oh, and that's just Fan.
And that's fun.
Fan around. He can recover it, no issue. No damage done to the McLaren, but I imagine he was probably more thinking about catching JB.
Well, yeah, this is kind of settled it down now for the Alpine team, who are looking at a P3 and P4. Great result for those two. I think those two will be absolutely ecstatic with that. But it could be that little bit more, especially for PJ. 0.4 of a second behind Landlord. We've got 5 more laps once we cross the line. Who is going to take it? Zach, I want your predictions.
You know what? My head is saying Cott, my heart's saying one of those 2 cars behind. Lando because I want the points to be as low as it can going into the last round, give us a spectacle. But also because PJ, because those Alpines, You remember sort of how much they sort of struggled at the start of the season by comparison, and they then sort of turned it on in the mid stages, and now they're in this position. PJ, please, man. Please do the job that RDL needs to do. But Landlord's going for the lead here, Pope. Keep an eye on these two. Landlord will pull to the inside. He's there this time. Oh, contact!
Oh, it's a collision!
Landlord down to P3. And that could be big. Has he got enough points here? I think right now he's 1 point short.
Oh my god.
Does this season have another twist in the tail? Because as it stands right now, with the points going 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Landlord is scoring 5 points. That leaves him 11 back. His title hunt now rests on catching Ethan. He's within 5 seconds, so he'll just about do it. That'll bring it up to 10, which means Grumio will still win the championship on countback. So Landlord's going to get his skates on now in the next 4 laps. I don't believe what we're seeing. I think that's right. I may need to get someone to confirm that, but
so we could still do Grumio as our championship winner today.
It could
even
still,
if
yes.
they're level on points.
Yes, because on countback, Landlord can't catch Grumio.
Oh my lord!
But
Brazil.
crucially, Landlord is still within. He's still within range. He's got no penalties too. If he can catch up to. Okay, so right now, as it stands, PJ has got a 3-second penalty. Ethan has got 5 seconds. Landlord has nothing to his name. He needs to keep it within the white lines, and he needs to put all of that pace to good use. And now he needs to get up to Ethan, because if he gets up to Ethan, chances are he'll be in range to reclaim P2 off PJ, and that'll keep the gap to 8 points going into the title hunt. It all comes down to this now. Grumio, I don't know if you're watching, mate, but keep on watching. You could be champion still in 4 laps time, and without even finishing the race.
Yeah, I am.
Who wrote this script?
The script writers have cooked. What for Sigma is going on? This is so skivvy, guys. I am just in awe with this race. Thank you, Brazil. Ethan is going to be defending with his life to, one, keep his teammate in P2 of this race.
Landlord, though, he's 3.4 back. Is it going to be enough?
It's 3.5 back. It's not gaining too much, though.
He's got a lot of battery, though. Ethan has not got a lot left, so Landlord needs to get his skates on these straights. And I think we'll start seeing him closing a little bit more now. But of course, I think back to a line from 2010 Abu Dhabi. Alonso, in communication with his race engineer, use the best of your talent. We know how big it is. Use it. And Landlord's got to use it now. He's got 2.5 laps to close these two down, or hope for another penalty for PJ, or a mistake in front.
I am in utter shock and awe. This has been utterly fantastic.
Man, wow. Cott, though, in all this drama, has continued to show the way throughout. And he's 2 laps away from winning 3 races on the spin. Looking for his 4th win of the season. He's come alive in his late stages of the season, Pope. I think you've got to agree with me.
And also, let's not forget, he will take P3 as well.
He will take it, yes. By quite a way.
In that standings, by 4 points now.
Well.
I believe, for between him and Imri. So, Imri has been fantastic this season. And another unfortunate incident has led Cott now to have this by the way, Cott has been in incredible red-hot form. And it's thoroughly deserved. All the points are head his way, but this is just another tale in this story. The script writers, as you have said, have cooked.
Landlord now 2.5 back. If I have a look at my leader gap right now, so we'll keep an eye on the rest of the race. It's not enough. Right now, he needs that last place off Ethan. The gap is still looking a bit too vast here. He needs that gap down to about 7 seconds. He needs to get about 2 more next lap. He needs a big mistake from somebody behind him in order to finish this off. Cott's going to come through here to start the last lap. Again, we've sort of ignored him in all this chaos, but I think he'll imagine that's justified. He'll come into here and just ask us, did we enjoy this? Because, or I say enjoy, but you get the picture. Cott starts the last lap. PJ's in second. We're on course for an Alpine podium. Fan gets a penalty here. Keep an eye out on PJ. He's just got to bring it home nice and easy now in the white lines to ensure that he brings home second place and, crucially, denies Landlord the championship. It's all come down to this. Ethan is about 3 seconds back from PJ. Landlord is 1.7 back from Ethan. I think it might just be over. The dream may just be coming to its dramatic end for Landlord. Grumio may be half a lap away from winning the championship for the 7th time without even being on the racetrack, Pope.
This could be fantastic. Obviously, this is all provisional to penalties. Obviously, there's a big incident that will have to be looked over. So, obviously, all provisional to penalties. But, provisionally speaking, at the end of this lap, as Cott is barreling towards taking his 3rd race win in a row. Huge congratulations to the Alfa Romeo. Taking P3 in the championship. Cott wins Brazil.
PJ
and now we wait.
the line.
It's PJ crosses line. P2 for the Alpine. Incredible result.
Ethan, P3.
Ethan.
Landlord takes P3 in the end.
P3.
But
Provisionally,
the
Salve Grumio is your season 16 drivers champion.
Did that feel good to say, Pope? Did you enjoy doing that?
I just felt amazing.
JB across the line, P5, then Fan takes P6, Lucky P7, and lead this course way, Pope. So I've been waiting a long time for this to happen. Red J will cross the line to score his first Racers Driving League point. There goes the Ferrari over the line to reach the checker flag. He's done it. Cott wins, and provisionally, given how it stands right now, Grumio is champion. What a day. What a day.
Wow. Brazil has cooked.
Well. I don't know who put pen to paper when they were writing down what's going to happen in this Brazilian Grand Prix, but whoever it is, give them a raise. Give them a raise to the high heavens. What a Grand Prix. Tumultuous circumstances mean that as it stands right now, short of any changes in terms of penalties being applied, Grumio wins the Season 16 championship. Part of me doesn't want to display the graphic just yet. I'm really not sure where to go on this.
I think let's leave it.
Let's leave it.
There's a big stewards inquiry. And what a way to open the stream next week with that graphic of Grumio winning the championship. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to think about. But nonetheless, Sao Paulo, Interlagos, Brazil. You have cooked.
Interlagos, give yourself a round of applause. That was absolutely sensational. What a race.
What for Sigma just happened?
Pope, why did you just write that was so skibbity in the audio chat?
Oh,
I hate you,
race,
man.
guys.
I actually hate you.
Oh,
What's wrong
no,
with
you
you?
don't.
That's my word. Wow.
Win the race, Hack. What's your win in the race?
You are not gonna.
Provisional.
I'll tell you what. You are not gonna get to partake in my perspective of races like that from here again in a week's time. Oh my days. Post interviews just need to happen now. Like, they absolutely need to. We need to get somebody in. Because that was absolutely intense.
I love the Alpine of PJ and Ethan. Both of them did it absolutely fantastic today. I love to have them in the thing. And obviously Red J scoring those points for the first time this season. And it's been tough for that Ferrari. But 1 point on the board now. He must be over the absolute moon.
And we do have Cott in here, our race winner. 3rd week in a row, Cott. You've done it again, my friend. Well done. But that was probably the most chaotic one yet, was it not?
Yeah, it was very difficult to say the least. I had constant challenging, but I had WebC engineering me, helping me all the way through. That's what it's just been, I don't know, I'd say a lucky charm, past races, helping me out.
Well, I think simply you've got to talk us through your perspective of that whole thing. Because first of all, you nabbed pole. Was that your first valid lap you set in the qualifying? I need to ask you that.
Yeah, I did go out on a run, but I had a massive.
Oh, wait, okay, I fear we met the same problems as we did last week. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we get more than one person in, because that race is so dramatic.
Oh, we have someone in.
We have somebody indeed.
we have the boss.
Okay. Carl, can you still ask, mate? You still there with us? I'll see if you still got us quickly, Jay, before we head over to you there. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I think for the minute, JB will come to you. Another points finish. Good points for Aston Martin today. And that'll move you a little bit further away from the bottom of the table. Talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what happened really. It was pretty bad race for me really. I was sort of I had a good start and then I just started falling backwards. Me and Lucky were quite close on track. But then, you know, the red flag, there was just carnage. I almost ended up on my side, so I'm surprised that all four wheels were still on the car. But yeah, just after that, it was just about getting to the end. I sort of had a little battle with Fan towards the end, and then he had a spin, so I got back past. But yeah, P5, I can be happy with that.
I think definitely a result to be proud of. And of course, as I say, double for Aston today. Me and Pope were doing we're sort of trying to do the calculations there with our limited math skills here in the commentary box because we did English and not maths good in school. But by our count, of course we'll still say provisionally for now because Steward's report still needs to go through. But we think that by our count now, Grumio is champion. We think.
Yeah, give me just a second. So the gap was 16, yeah. So if Lionel stays third, the gap will be 10, and because he can't win on countback because Grumio won so many races, yeah, Grumio will take it. But there was obviously that huge crash, and I don't know who's at fault. There are also penalties to be removed, I would think. I think Ethan maybe got one, and that would put Landlord back another place actually. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I hope it goes to the last race. But if not, then Grumio definitely deserved it. And yeah, really interesting race. I know the red flag obviously took a lot of people out, but that's just one of those things. Sometimes it happens. I don't remember the last time we had fewer than 10 people finish. So it's just something you have to come to expect. And yeah, I know the finale is obviously reverse grid, so that'll be exciting as well.
So we'll wait. Me and Pope were sort of discussing whether to display the champion graphic just yet. So we'll hold off on that. We made the right choice, so that's good on us. But yeah, I mean, how much of that crash did you actually see? Were you in front of it or behind at the time? What sort of happened?
I was behind.
Because we saw him go 4 wide, and that was it.
I saw. You see the debris and wheels, and I just hit the brakes. I tried to swerve to avoid it, but there were cars literally sideways across the track. And like I said, I went so hard into, I don't know if it was a Ferrari or an Alfa Romeo, maybe it was Curtis. But yeah, I'm surprised the car was still working, and I'm surprised the red flag actually worked because it was the first one we've had. We turned it to standard a few races ago, but it still hadn't come out, and I thought, oh, it's just broken like everything. But actually, it worked as you would expect it to. So, yeah, that was probably the only good part of that race, other than me scoring some points.
Always good to see. Of course, we had a number of first across the season today. Of course, we had Alpine's first podium, I think it's their first podium season, and of course Red J's first points. We'll come to Red J in a minute because I see him there in the waiting area for us here. Of course, last race, Abu Dhabi next week. Are you looking forward to seeing the end of this game, moving on to the next one, or are you perhaps more nervous for the next one?
I won't be here. I'm going on a cruise,
nice.
which is a shame because I didn't miss the reverse grid race, but it is what it is. PJ and Ethan will be hosting in my stead, so I'm sure they'll do a cracking job. But it's always exciting because obviously we have the slower guys starting at the front and the fast guys starting at the back, so it gives everyone a better opportunity, especially the slower guys, to score their first points, although now everyone has scored points because Red J's obviously got his first one today, which is great. And obviously the fast guys can have a bit of a challenge and see if they can make their way forward. So yeah, it should be a really good race.
Well, we look forward to it, and you can watch it from the safety of the cruise ship instead of being involved in the chaos. Well, thank you for coming along. Thank you for the times this season where you of course come on in the lack of interviews we've had sometimes in certain weeks. And yeah, with that said, again, congratulations on the points. It's always good when you score points because this top 8 system sort of done. So you've been done a bit hard by the system. But yeah, I mean, it's been good having you here. Thank you for hosting as always, and we shall see you on F124.
Yep, thanks for streaming, guys. I'll see you in the new season.
See you right there. Okay, and now we come to the interview that everyone's been waiting for. Red J, if you would be so kind as to unmute yourself, you, my friend, are a Racers Driving League point scorer for the first time. How does that feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the point came to me by quite a considerable amount of luck because of the crash, which I had a great view of, and thankfully didn't get caught up in too much. But yeah, just happy to get my first points because even with the reverse grid for next week, where I have no doubt it will probably be me and Cottony on the front row, I still wouldn't really fancy myself to get any points. So yeah, really happy though overall. I think I've been unlucky in a couple of races where a few poor decisions and a few silly errors have cost me from maybe grabbing a point in a previous race. But yeah, pretty good. And I don't know how many cars went out. I think it must have been about 8 cars, and then a couple others went out after that. I think it went down to 10 after the red flag, and I was thinking I might be in with a shout here of getting something if another couple people could maybe DNF as well, and yeah, that happened. So yeah, really happy just to not be the only driver to be sitting on 0 points come the end of the season. So yeah, so it you probably could have told at the end of the race when I was kind of weaving over the finish line, I was quite happy with that.
I think as you should be. And I think another thing you've just done it. You've rivaled Websy for the longest interview answer, which me and Papa Boys keep an eye on that. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just a little joke we have here in the box. You say you caught a good glimpse of the crash in front of you. Do you have any idea of what's happened there, or did it just come at you too fast?
Yeah, I have no idea who caused it. I was behind Cottony at the time, and then I can't remember who was in front of that, but I just remember seeing just debris all over the straight, and Cottony obviously must have tried to react to it but couldn't in time, and unfortunately went into the rear of maybe Curtis or something. And then JB, I don't know how JB actually can get DNF'd by it, because he must have been right in the middle of it, and I was just able to slow in time. I was actually thinking I might not be able to brake in time here, and I might end up losing a wheel or something like that for a low speed crash, but thankfully I didn't. And then it was interesting, obviously, with the red flag scenario, I went straight onto the hards, which I was able to do for the rest of the race. But there was just, I mean, the setup that I had didn't really have anything in terms of pace on the straights. But yeah, unfortunate for those caught up in it, but got no idea who caused it, and ultimately don't really care because I've got a point out of it, so I'm happy.
I would agree. I think in a lot of cases, especially to not think about it, just enjoy the end result. One thing I did want to ask you about on that first safety car restart, because you were up there in second place, you went very sort of Max Verstappen on Grumio there. What was the thinking for the restart? Also, can I say as well, me and Poe both agree, your defensive skills in that first lap were impeccable.
Yeah, well, I tried to do a bit of a Max Verstappen with Grumio, put him under pressure a little bit, but obviously he didn't. He wasn't having any of it. He didn't crack up, under the pressure or anything like that. And then after the center S's, I think Cott dived up my left inside, and I thought, I'll let him go because it's pointless fighting him. And then Imrie was right behind me, so I thought, well, I may as well let him go and then do a little bit of a K-mag and just try and hold up the rest of the field. I think it was then Webbs that was behind me after that, and I thought, well, I'll try and give Imrie maybe at least the best chance of a podium, and I thought, yeah, I'll just try and defend as much as I can, try and create as much of a gap, which I think I did. I think it must have been about, I don't know, like a 7 or 8 second gap before I got punted off by someone. Can't remember who it was, but obviously that didn't really work out in the end because of the following safety car that came from it.
Fair enough. I was just curious as to what the thinking was there. Regardless, but of course, one more race left to go. Of course, the reverse group 9 on this will still be on this game, despite the new game coming out this week. Are you looking forward to F124? Are you looking forward to having that new driver?
I am looking forward to it. I think the Champions Edition comes out tomorrow. I won't be paying the extra money for that. I'll wait for it to come out on Friday. I haven't really seen much about it, to be quite honest. I haven't took that much of an interest, but I know that once I come to play the game, I'll no doubt I'll enjoy it and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to next week though. Should be interesting. We'll see. Who knows? It might be like a situation with buses where 2 come at once. Maybe 2-point finishes might come at once. Obviously, you know, I don't know if there's a fight still for the title going into the final race or whether it got decided today. But it could be a bit of an interesting situation to see who finishes bottom of the championship between me and Cottony. So, yeah, that could be an interesting one.
It's a dead tie, so it could have been both of you. You never know. But of course, that'll all come next week. And congratulations, mate. Honestly, me and Pope have been waiting a long time to declare your point score. We've been waiting since Miami, which was, to be exact, your first race league, your first race full time was the 5th of February 2024. We've reached the end of May, and you are now a point scorer, which we're very proud of. So congratulations to you, mate. And hopefully again, we'll see you next week. Regardless, if you don't score anything, feel free to come for an interview. Regardless, because we'll have as many people as we can next week to sort of cap things off. But yeah, we'll talk to you when we talk to you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
No worries. And we do have Cot back. Cot, hopefully things are all good with you this time. Can you hear us there?
Yeah, everything's fine now.
There we go. Sorry for keeping you waiting there. Pope, do you want to carry on with this one? Let's give you an interview, shall we? Work experience.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Third race win in a row now, Cot. How are you feeling after that one?
Feeling good. It's been on a really good form at the moment. Unluckily, it's towards the end of the season, but hopefully, that's allowed me to get P3 in the championship there. I believe I'm a couple points ahead.
I was going to say, I think you're now 4 points ahead of Imri, so taking that advantage into Abu Dhabi, which is going to be a good one. And you've been saying it all season long, how you are excited to race around that circuit as it's one of your best. Still feeling that confident?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, no doubt about that, but I feel like I'm going to be able to stay on top there.
I mean, obviously it's the reverse grid, so it'll be a lot of driving through the field, and you might see an incident such as the one we saw today. Obviously you were ahead of that, but it happened. Did it get slightly distracted by it, as it literally just happened right behind you? Did you see it in your rear view mirror? Did you go, holy, can't say that word on stream, what's just happened?
Yeah, I don't have the rear view mirror on, but I was just looking behind, and obviously I've got Websy. I'm in a party with Websy, so he's letting me know as well. And I'm just thinking they're going 4 wide into a straight that channels down into probably like a 3 wide max, so it gets smaller. And I'm just thinking they're crazy. And all I hear is Websy going, bloody hell, like shouting because the chaos that erupted them. And the safety car come out, I slowed down, looked at the stream, and I just seen it all unfold.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And obviously you mentioned Websy, your teammate for next season. Looking forward to next season. Where do you think you and Websy will finish in the Constructors' Championship, and where do you think you'll finish in that Drivers' Championship?
Me and Websy, we get along really well. We're a really good partnership. I reckon with the next game, I reckon we could probably challenge for the title. If not, we could definitely challenge for top 3. And hopefully for the championship myself, I hope I can get P1, keep this form going. We'll have to see what it brings us.
Fantastic. So hopefully for my case, you don't have the same form, but I'm sure that you'll carry it on, no doubt. Well, thank you very much. Huge congratulations, of course, on your race win, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully again for another interview, and I'm sure it'll be on that podium, no doubt.
Thank you.
Well, that'll more or less cap us off then. I mean, it's been a while since we had a few interviews. Keep seeming going a bit longer than usual, isn't it, Pope? It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's been extra long this stream because obviously two safety cars, virtual safety car, and a bloody red flag.
We had a lot to talk about today. Okay, and I think in all of that, we still got to think of a word for the race. And there's many words we could use here. There's a word I'm thinking of that I might not be allowed to say on the stream, but...
Debris.
I was thinking cluster something, but you know.
Oh, I don't think we can say that. You complain about me swearing, so I will say debris is our winner for the race.
Okay, we'll say okay. I guess we'll do something safe then, and we'll say
safe.
debris.
Yeah, we'll do it safe.
Technically, this is my channel. I can say what I like, but we're not aggressive people here. We don't go with that. Yeah, we'll keep it at debris then. So there's your word for the rest of everybody. So when the stream becomes a video, make sure to go to the comment section and type in the word debris. And let us know what you think of Pope's commentary and how much you will miss him after he's done in next week's final race. And we will come to this time next week on the 3rd of June 2024 with everything to cap this season off. It's the final race. It's the reverse grid finale. Pope will sing for the last time. It'll be his last time full time in the booth. Whether we'll see him back in the future, perhaps on a one-off basis, you never know. On such nights, perhaps if he crashed out early, he's more than welcome to come back in and just have some fun. Might cheer him up a little bit. But yeah, so put debris down in the chat or in the comment section. Let us know how much you'll miss him, and that'll more or less cap us off. So Monday, the 3rd of June. That's when it all comes to a head. We're unsure as to whether or not the championship is over. Provisionally, Grumio is champion, but we'll wait until next week to confirm that to you for sure before the race gets going, and we could have a spectacular classic to cap off this, quite frankly, questionable game, because there's been a lot going on, and I'm still undecided as to whether it's really good or bad. But regardless, that'll be getting for us tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, until the last time on F1 23, F1 24 content from on Maya will start coming out this week, so I look forward to that. Make sure to subscribe. And for myself and Pope, it is good night, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.